Get ready for the kickoff. And this game is just about underway. Doing the kicking, Eric Behrman. Here's a low kick. It's caught on the fly at the 16-yard line. And a little bit of running room for the Copper Kings, number 16, Randy McKinney. And he worked the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line. Big sophomore quarterback. The Kings have two fine quarterbacks, as a matter of fact. Here's the set. Ball on their own 44, first and 10. McKinney goes in motion to the right side. Here's the handoff to the back. And picking up a couple of yards there was Jesse Sandretto.
Number 33, Jesse Sandretto.
Gain of about 4.
Cooking here on the tackle for the Lakes, but not before a 5-yard gain. Looks like second down, 5 yards to go.
The possession, have a second and 6. Ball on the 48-yard line. Here's the snap from center, handoff left side. This time it's McKinney, the ball carrier. Good for a couple. That'll bring up a third and 3. Big third down play now for the Copper Kings. We're early in the first quarter from the home of the Lakes. McKinney goes in motion, right side. Wickstrom calling the signals. Handoff, and no yardage. Actually, Sandretto stumbled as he approached the line of scrimmage, and there was a loss on the play, so that brings up a fourth down situation. Fourth the football now. They'll be kicking from about their own 40-yard line. Who's that?
Crouch is one of the deep men, and Jamie Wild to his right.
Here's the punt. It's a low one, and it's grabbed in midair by the Lakes, and here they come. It's Wiles up the right side, and he worked his way up to about the 35-yard line before he was brought down. It'll be first and 10 for the Lakes.
Another line drive kick there on that punt.
And Lakes, but the Lakes are almost 1,000 plays, Gare, and their flying quarterback is Eric Kokkinen. He's a 6'1", 179-pound senior. Gee, I didn't realize he was that heavy. There's a handoff right side, finding some running room, stops, and then still picked up another yard or two, Craig Rowe. So it was a gain of about 4 after he was nearly stopped at the line of scrimmage. Beautiful afternoon, temperature around 70 degrees, 72 maybe, as Kokkinen calls the signals. Pitch out, left side, finding a little bit of running room was Mark Curdu. A nice tackle there by the Copper Kings. Calling the signals. Craig Rowe and Curdu are your backs. He goes back to pass. The receiver fell down. The intended receiver, and the pass was incomplete. Intended for Eddie Crouch.
Eddie Crouch fell down on the pass play.
Well, he was open Norm out in the left flat, but
They watered the grass heavily here, and I don't think that occurred here. It looks like a good dry field. So it's a fourth down, and now the Lakes will have to give up the football. Back to kick is Eric Behrman, and the ball bounces inside the 25 and is brought down to the 24-yard line. Brad Wickstrom calling the signals for the Kings. Long count. Man in motion, McKinney to the left side. Flag on the play. There's a pass, and it's complete, but virtually no gain. And there is a flag on the play, so we'll see what happened. It looks like maybe a little backfield.
yards, and they're deep in their own territory. A crucial time for the Calumet offense.
Yeah, and they had the 3-yard gain on the play. I don't know why they didn't take the penalty. So to put the Kings deep in their own zone. Here's a handoff left side. McKinney cuts from the right over to the left as he crosses the line of scrimmage, and he's close to a first down.
82 Brian Lampa.
About a yard short. Boy, I tell you, that makes that
Calumet.
Wouldn't be surprised to see a quarterback keeper here. Wickstrom is the quarterback for the Kings. They just have inches to go for a first down. He does hand it off to the left side, and it's good for a first down. McKinney, the ball carrier, and he gained about 2 yards on the play. And it'll be a first and 10, the first down. I tell you, this McKinney is impressive. Wickstrom calling the signals. First down of the afternoon. Handoff. McKinney fights his way through tackle. Good for about 6 or 7 yards. New coaching system, because this is not the Copper Kings that we saw last year. The system is just altogether different. Wickstrom goes back to pass. Looking, up the middle, complete. Down to the Calumet for Lakeland and 40, a fumble on the play, and the Lakes have recovered. The ball was complete to Derek Little. That hit hard.
Fumbles the ball, Lakeland recovers first and 10 Lakes.
So the Lakeland in territory, but now the Lakes, we'll see if they can be opportunistic, take advantage of the break.
Here's a fake handoff back to pass. There's a long pass downfield, and it's incomplete. Just through the reaching arms of Jamie Wild. Shrugged their shoulders. They didn't know. There's no name for this field. I said, well, let's call it Lakes Field. He says, call it what you want. Cooking it, goes back to pass again. The intended receiver falls down, gets up. The pass is intercepted and brought down by the intended receiver. It was intercepted by Mike Bedore.
Mistake with a fumble, but Eric Cookinen probably shouldn't have thrown that ball.
And now Wickstrom, the Calumet quarterback, hands off. McKinney finds a little running room. There was a hole there, and he picked up about 3 or 4 yards before he was tackled. Who brought him down? He was brought down by Brian Lampa. Bruno's Motors of Hancock. They'll be bringing you the first quarter of all of our high school games. Pitch out, left side. McKinney, he stopped, but he keeps going for another yard or two before he finally ganged it. Tackled. The first man to get him, couldn't contain him, was Lampa. And there is a slight... Wickstrom calling the signals. Man in motion to the right is McKinney. McKinney back to pass. Straight up the middle. It's bobbled and then it's intercepted by the Lakeland and Lakes. Eric Cookinen himself. Looked like a little volleyball action out there.
It was. He threw it in a crowd and just mentioned a couple minutes.
First and 10. Cookinen calls the signals. He dropped the ball. It's close, and the Kings have recovered. Cookinen fumbles it, and the Kings have recovered, and now the 2.5 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. Let's see if they can capitalize on this latest Lakes mistake. Man in motion to the right side. Handoff goes to McKinney. Found the running room, and he's got it close to a first down.
Randy McKinney, the ball carrier, slows up the middle for a Calumet first down.
Deep in their own territory, and the Kings pick up their second first down of the afternoon. Have the ball on the Lake Linden 15-yard line. Here's a handoff right side. It's good for a couple or 3 yards. I think that was Sandretto, the ball carrier. No, it was McKinney, huh?
McKinney, the ball carrier.
Right now, a minute 18 left here in the first quarter. Kings sent a man in motion to the right side. Long count at the line of scrimmage. Pitch out left side. McKinney can't get any room. And he's brought down. Maybe a slight gain, but virtually stopped at the line of scrimmage. Blake's door right now. Here's the snap from center. Wickstrom, handoff, right side. McKinney, he's got the running room. He may go. He's down close to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown. He brought a couple of Lakes along with him, Garrett. The Copper Kings draw first blood, and this is the first time in 3 years that the Kings have scored a point against the Lakeland and Upper Lakes. McKinney brings it in. Point. Unless it's a fake kick, they're going to boot it. It is fake. And there's a pass in the end zone. It's caught for a two-pointer, and the Lakes defender went in too high on the passer.
Right, he could have knocked that ball away, but Brad Wickstrom came up with the reception, so Calumet taking advantage of the turnover, scoring, and hitting a big, crucial two-point conversion here early in the game.
You got it, 8-0 now. And the Kings right side along with Andy Crouch on the left side. The kick is short. It bounces on the Lakeland and 40-yard line, and I think the Kings have recovered. Let's wait and see. The ball went far enough. Certainly, it was, I don't know if that was an intended onside kick or what.
I was going to ask you the same question. I got the original impression he shanked it. on the left lap, but the ball had some backspin on it, almost like on a billiard table, and it slid back, and Calumet.
So with 5 seconds left,
Official timeout.
we have an official timeout on the field. We're going to keep it right here, right now, because, well, so it's a 1st and 10. The ball is marked at the 41-yard line of the Lakes. Now we get another timeout as that's the end of the first quarter of play. Back in the days of Bill Koski.
You know, Calumet, not to change the subject entirely, but they look very impressive here in this first quarter, and the Lakes, I'm sure, are a little bit concerned.
Here's a handoff left side. It's McKinney. Finds some running room before he's ran out of bounds.
McKinney, the ball carrier for the Copper Kings, calculated by number 35, Ricky.
Well, they have done that, Norm, and Randy McKinney, until the Lakes stop him, is going to get the ball an awful lot today, and he's been very impressive.
Brad Wickstrom, the sophomore quarterback, has been pretty impressive himself. Handoff right side. McKinney initially grabbed by the arm, but he shook that one off as Berkemels almost had him, but he did pick
much poise as a sophomore quarterback, but he caught that 2-point conversion, too, which gave Calumet that 8-point lead.
Wickstrom calling the signals for the Kings. Here's a handoff, second man through. McKinney fights his way close to a first down.
McKinney, the ball carrier.
He was initially hit, and then he stumbled through the air, close to a first down, but not quite. It'll be third down now. The Kings lead at 8-0. We're early in the second quarter. Okay, the line is out. Now they call a timeout. They had a little mix-up there. Calumet carries it. Wickstrom calling the signals. Backfield is set with Sandretto and McKinney. Handoff. McKinney first down and then some. Before he... And the Lakes with their backs to the wall. And their goal line behind them. Handoff right side. McKinney good for 3 or 4. And again, they get good gainage on a first down play.
Just fell forward and got a nice gain out of it.
8-0. Calumet leads. 9.5 minutes remaining till halftime. It's a second down and 6 for the Copper Kings. Handoff, second man through. Guess who? McKinney. Boy, and he scraps his way down. There's a flag on the play. But a good gain across the 20 to about the 18-yard line. We'll see what the flag's all about.
One of two things, either a hold or a face mask.
Holding Calumet. Marked off and spotted at the Lake Linden 29-yard line. The Kings lead it 8-0. We have 9 minutes left here in the second quarter. And the Kings have been marching since that sort of onside kick. I'm going to ask Coach Body if that was a play. That came late in the first quarter. Pitch out right side. McKinney crosses down inside of the 15. Just about on the 15-yard line before he's tackled. Gained a couple.
Tackle made by number 64, John
McKinney, maybe not.
Look for something wide left. They're on the right side of the hash mark here.
Wickstrom calling the signals. Kojak downfield. He's going to be the better receiver. McKinney's going to keep it, though. And he's run out of bounds right on the 20-yard line, and it will be...
Feels like a long three.
Okay, lining up on the left side is Parks. Wickstrom. Flag on the play. So the play never really got off. Could be against the Kings. Eagle motion all afternoon on the shores of Torch Lake. Wickstrom calling the signals. The sophomore quarterback for the Kings. Pitch out right side McKinney. He's got the halfback option. There's a pass deep, and the man was wide open, and he was overthrown. Play on this drive. As a matter of fact, I think they're still looking for their first down of the afternoon, aren't they? Here's a keeper for Cookin and good for a couple of yards, but then he's brought down.
Up the middle, gain of about 3 yards on the play.
There's nothing. The Copper Kings are out in front. This is the Keweenaw kickoff classic game between these two schools. Cookin calling the signals. Keeps it, then he hands it off, finding a little running room. Not much was Rolf, and he was brought down by the Kings defense, led on that charge by Wickstrom.
Boy, nice positioning on that tack.
Ball is on the 30. Kukkinen goes back to pass. Fires it in, complete, first down. And the receiver is Brian Lampa, and a big third down. CCY. First and 10. Back to pass again. Kukkinen, he fires the long one. It's going to be intercepted by the Copper Kings, number 83. And he's coming back with it. There's a flag on the plays. He's run out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
83, Jason Rintola. But there's a flag on the play.
Jason Rintola.
I think we're going to have a clip or a hold here against Calumet on the return.
The Kings have had the ball most of this first half. The Lakes one first down, and that was on their last drive before the interception. McKinney handoff right side. He threads his way back to the line of scrimmage. Boy, he ran a long way to gain a yard on that play, didn't he? Till halftime. The Kings in possession. And in the lead, 8-0. Wickstrom goes to the left side. He's looking for a receiver. He's dropped down. The ball is knocked loose. He may have had forward motion. I don't know. If his arm was forward motion to... Oh, no. They call it a fumble. But there is a flag on the play. He couldn't find a receiver, and then he decided he was going to keep it as he was running to his left, and then he decided to throw it, and then the ball was knocked loose, and they ruled it a fumble, but there is a flag on the play.
Well, that was one of those tough decisions. The side that doesn't get the break is going to contest it, but it was right in the air.
As the penalty was declined, and now the Lakes get a break here late in the first half. Handoff right side, and nowhere to go. Turn to the ball carrier, brought down by 3 Copper Kings. First man in there was Axford for Calumet. Are taking advantage of the water fountain. They're spraying their entire head. Intercepted by the Kings. And here they come across the 50-yard line. Inside Lakes territory, brought down at the 46. And who was that? Kevin John up around midfield. So we'll see who the penalty is on. And maybe the Calumet, they have the lead 8-0 with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Well, you know, you can't go by previous year's records because there's personnel changes in high school because of graduation, of course, but still, this has got to be a big, surprising score here this afternoon. The Kings rebuilding under first-year coach Scott Boddy have looked excellent, taking advantage of Lake's mistakes here this afternoon so far. Kenny, the ball carrier, no gain on the play. Well, the Kings have made a couple of mistakes of their own, but the Lakes haven't been able to capitalize. Actually, they've only picked up 1 first down in 11. 2 minutes left here till halftime. The Kings inside Lake Linden territory. Ball at the 31. Sweeping to the left side, pass, short pass. McKinney heard thunder coming. He heard the footsteps, and it was thrown perfectly, intended receiver. So it brings up a third down and 11 now at the 32-yard line. That's where we'll mark the ball, not the 31, as I said earlier. And back to pass again is Wickstrom. Here's an incomplete pass intended for McKinney. Well, I guess 4th down. 9 to go now for the Copper Kings on the Lakes 32. Wickstrom calling the signals. He's going back in the pocket. Up the middle, incomplete. The intended receiver on the play.
83, Jason Rintola.
Story then gave the ball up, but still some time left in the first half.
The Lakes trail 8-0. Back to pass, but then handing it off to Kurt Tuizet. He's got a big gainer more. Boy, that 2-point conversion is really looking big at this moment. Kukkinen fumbled the handoff, but Rowe recovered it. And there's going to be a loss on the play, loss of down and a loss on the play of well, they almost committed to go back to the air themselves now. They have to, with just 40 seconds left. He goes back in the pocket. Now he's forced out of it. Can't find anybody. It's supposed to intercept it. Oh, my goodness. He's going to go all the way. Wickstrom's going to go in for the touchdown. He's tackled. Wait a minute. Did he get in? He may be right near the goal line. He was tackled from behind. Touchdown. Oh, wow. That ball was, I don't recall which player who hit him right in front of us here, but when Kukkonen was releasing the ball himself with that big interception, I think that was picked up on that was almost a 39-yard run. I think he picked it up around the 40-yard line. Flags on the play. Last year in the playoffs, year before in the playoffs. They're tough defensively. Here's a sweep right side. McKinney finds a little running room. Then he's hauled down at the 5-yard line. What a tackle. He got in. Oh, I thought he was on the 5. He was on the goal line and he fell in.
I'll tell you from this angle, those yards.
It was the 5. I'm sorry, it was the goal line. And they haven't had the ball all that often because of the mistakes. The attempt to kick it this time. There was a fake kick last time. Skip Hale's the kicker for Calumet. The pass to Wickstrom gave them 2 points. Hale goes back. This time he's going to kick it. It's off. And it flips the crossbar. It's good. 15. Lakeland and 0. I got to say, WOF. The Wolf tonight, Lance and West Huron County. Good kick. It bounds all the way back to the 10-yard line of the Lakes. And the Lakes bring it back out to about the 14. Coming back to the 10 and picking it up was number 13. Kukkonen has not been on his game here in the first half. But that doesn't mean he's not a fine quarterback, because certainly he is. And the Lakes will be back in the third quarter. And Ron Warner's going to have a good long talk with his team here at halftime. The Kings are, they're celebrating. I don't know, it's a little premature here.
Four-play 29 drive with 20 seconds left in the first. A very important 2-point conversion reception by Wickstrom. Then a 6-yard run by McKinney with 23 seconds left in the second quarter. Skip Hale gets the extra point. 5 turnovers for Lake Linden.
Lake Linden will receive. There's the kickoff. Good return up across the 36 to about the third. Said 309 on that ticket, huh? Mine was 109, just 200 off. Okay, first and 10 for the Lakes. There's the handoff to Kurtu, and he picked up about 3 in the play. Afternoon. They didn't have the ball much in the first half. The Kings capitalized on the Lakes' mistakes. The Lakes make more of them, and the Kings converted him into 15 points and lead 15-0. Handoff right side. Some running room for Rowe. Rowe fights his way for a first down on a good run, about 14 yards on the play. So the Lakes pick up the Lakes may decide to stay on the ground here a little bit more here, and they to try to regain control offensively that they could not establish in the first half. Handoff left side, Rowe, good for about 5 or 6, and he's brought down
On the ground and try to establish the running game.
Kukkonen calling the signals, the senior quarterback for the Lakes. He fakes the pass, a pitch out, and it goes wild. And running back to pick it up, and there's going to be a big loss on the play with Kurtu as the pitch out was nowhere. The 44-yard line of the Lakes after they marched inside of Calumet territory. Big loss on the play. There's a pass up the middle, that's broken up. Nice break up on that play. So the Lakes are going to have to give up the football. Behrman is going to hunt it away. Going back for the Copper Kings. Short kick. And it goes out of bounds at about the 40-yard line of the Copper Kings, where the Kings will take over first and 10. First and 10 for the Kings. Wickstrom, the sophomore quarterback for Calumet. The Kings lead at 15-0. Wickstrom calls the signals. Handoff. McKinnon, boy, I'll tell you, he fought for that yardage. It looked like he was hit at the line of scrimmage. McKinney picks up about 2 on the play. Well, now where they mark it, about 1 yard gain. Second down thing in the Keweenaw Classic. Wickstrom, the signal caller for Calumet. Pitch out to McKinney. McKinney crosses the line of scrimmage, fights his way for a gain of about 3 or 4 on the play. At about the 46, he's brought down as he brought him down there. So it's a third down and 5. Here's a pitch out right side. McKinney's going to try. Nowhere to go. There'll be a loss on the play, and a flag also is thrown.
Flag on the play.
He was brought.
30-yard line.
The Kings have the lead right now, 15-0, and the football, but a long way to go. 3rd and 22. Wickstrom, the quarterback. High school football coming to you today, home of the Lakes. Halfback pitch out on the option, and the ball is incomplete. Looks like the intended receiver on the play was Colin Parks. That'll bring up a kicking situation. Two deep men for the Lakes, Jamie Wiles, along with Andy Crouch back there. Here's the punt. It was a high snap from center, but a good recovery by Little. He gets a good kick, too. It's picked up on a bounce at his own 20. And with the ball is Jamie Wiles. Wiles finds some running room. He's got some room down the sideline. He's at midfield before he's tackled and brought out of bounds at about the Calumet 45-yard line. And there is a flag on the play. Wiles with a good run back, and I was just about to say maybe that's the spark that the Lakes offense needs to see us against the Kings. The Lakes trail 15-0, exactly 7 minutes left here in the third quarter. Now we have a Copper King to get her going. They want to get back in this game. Kukanen calling the signals, takes the snap, pitch out, left side. Finding a little bit of running room is Wiles. Wiles, gain of about 2 or 3 on the play as he's run out of bounds on the far side.
Gain of about 4 yards on the play.
Calling the signals, handoff, Kukanen hands it off, fumble on the play. The Kings have it as the ball was knocked forward from Craig Rowe. The Kings again capitalize on a Lake Linden Hubble mistake here this afternoon. By the way, you know, Coach Body, first year at Calumet High, played football at Michigan Tech. He graduated in 87. His last year was 86. Played 3 from that injury. And that's going to hurt the Lakes' chances here. There's a handoff right side. McKinney, he fights his way for about 5 or 6 yards on the play.
McKinney, the ball carrier.
And the ball is marked on the Lake Linden 45-yard line.
Ball's on the Lake Linden 45-yard line.
So it's second down and 6. Gain of 4 on the play. 5.5 left here in the third quarter. Body played with Houghton's Bill Osworth at Michigan Tech, and Osworth is assistant coach, so he brought him right along with him to rejuvenate this Calumet program, and the Kings have a 15-0 lead right now. McKinney's nearly stopped at the line of scrimmage. He regained control of his legs as he was almost brought down and fought his way up toward almost to a first down territory there. Winding here, 5 minutes left, third quarter. Calumet leads in the ball game 15-0, a 3rd and 1. Wickstrom calling the signals for the Kings. Here's a handoff right side and a first down and then some. And this time it was not McKinney, was it? That was the big Sandritto, the ball carrier. About his second carry of the afternoon. He picked up a lot more. Just under 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. And the Kings are on the march, again capitalizing on a mistake of the Lake Linden offense. Wickstrom calls the signals, and the play never got underway as there was a flag on the play before the snap. And let's see what the preliminary indication is. Illegal procedure against the Kings. 15-0 over the Lakeland and Humble Lakes, and brings up a 1st and 15 now for the Copper Kings. Wickstrom, the quarterback. Handoff, left side, nowhere to go this time. McKinney is brought down from behind. And let's see, number 82 getting up on the play. That was Brian, the yard line of the Lakes. 15-0 Calumet. And in motion is McKinney. Goes back to pass, and he's sacked. He was sacked. First man in there doing the damage looked like by Fezzi. And Verberkimo's in on that sack also. I don't understand sending McKinney in motion on a play like that. It almost says you're going to pass. Yeah, the Lakes defense there sacked Wickstrom, and it's 3rd and 18 with just under 3 minutes left in the third quarter. The ball is at the 35-yard line of the Lakes. Back to pass, sweeping the right side is Wickstrom. He's going to keep it now. There's a flag on the play. Wickstrom comes up the middle, crosses over the 25 down to the 24-yard line. Something happened, though, in the Kings backfield where the flag is. Looks like it's going to be holding on the Kings. Probably throw it in the air. If you throw it in the air, you throw it deep. You can't get into too much trouble. But the thing is, get the time. It is a short pass to McKinney. Z gets back to the line of scrimmage with the pass completion, but that is it. I'll tell you, neither team is getting much of 2-point conversion and the extra point. Big 3 extra points for the Kings. Let's see who they kick it to this time. Andy Crouch, he fumbles the kick. The punt picks it up and gets about a 9-yard gain after picking up his own fumble. So the ball is going to be marked at the 20 prize us.
Well, it has, but after watching nearly 3/4 of this game, you can see why Calumet is up.
Back to pass is cooking, and now he's forced out of the pocket, and he runs down towards the sideline, fires it, and it's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, Brad Wickstrom almost had his second interception of the day.
The thing about passing on first down, Gary, if you don't complete it, it leaves you with a 2nd and 10, and also into the air again.
Right, but Ron Warner has, you said 1,000 plays. He's probably used up about 20, so he's probably got 1 out there.
And he hands it off this time to number 33, Craig Rowe, who's back in there. And he gained maybe a yard, just barely. They're going to call it 3rd and 9. Territory at the 20-30-yard line, and they have 70 yards to pay dirt. And we're winding down the third quarter, so it's imperative they keep something going here, keep the football. Whether it's the big play they need for the TD or a long grind, they've got to score. Cooking it on a keeper, looks like it might have been a busted play, but he turns it into a 10-yard gain and a first down. 15, Lakeland and Hubble, nothing. Back here at the home of the Lakes, just a quarter to go. And the Lakes are down 15-0. The Lakes had the ball, pitch out from Cooking it, and a big sack in the backfield. Brought down was Jamie Wiles. Who brought him down?
And Randy McKinney.
McKinney did anyway.
So a 2nd and 18 for the Lakeland and Hubble Lakes. Cooking it, back in the pocket. Short pass incomplete. It was a pass in his own backfield intended for Crouch. But it fell way short. Cookin definitely is not having the Cookin we know type of day here this afternoon.
Just before the half was because of the pass rush that they put on.
There's a flag and the play does not get underway. And it's going to be against the Lakes. It could be, maybe. No, it's illegal procedure. That's cost them 5 more. Off quickly, picked up a first down. Looked like they were ready to get going, but the fumble on a pitch out, and they had to give up the football. Here's the pass up the middle. That's complete. Running for money, roof the Lake. It's Jamie Wiles. and he's brought down. He's close to a first down. He may have gotten it. He's run out of bounds by number 44, Mike Fedor.
Oh, that's close.
I think he may be just a wee bit shy.
Huh? I'd say about 8 inches.
Okay. 11:01 to play. Now, that was the first cooking in as we know him pass all afternoon. Right at the middle, of course, the man was wide open, Wiles. And it is a first down for both rounds. The Lakes pick up a big first down here. Well, they need it on the 49-yard line of the Lakes. Cooking in, calling the signals. He goes back in the pocket. He's going to be sacked. Oh, they spilled another one. The Copper King defense is deep. And that was McKinney.
But he's made some big defensive plays here.
Ball is back at the Lakeland in 40, second and 20. So here they are in the same situation. Flag on the play, it never gets underway. Looks like it may be illegal procedure. This is a replay of the last set of downs.
We got 20 corners. They'll back it up another 5 yards.
They'll bring up a second and 25. Out in front, 15-0. And it's a second down and a big 25 yards to go for the Lakes. The Kings defense holding up here. Short pass, cooking it up the middle. And it's complete for Kraut. Kraut finds some running room. He's close to a first down as he's brought down at the 40-yard line. On a second and 25. And it's going to be a bit shy.
Now it's worked 2 times in a row. First it was number 22, Wiles. Now Crouch with a 24-yarder.
They're down. Cooking is going back to pass. Here's a short pass to the backfield. That's picked up by Bandit. First down and then some. He's got some blockers. He fights his way down to about the 15-yard line. A big play for the Lakes on a surprise pass with just inches. He was going laterally. Ball is at about the 16-yard line of the Copper Kings. Second down. Man in motion to the right. Cooking in. Takes a pitch. Man wide open. Where's the catch? Touchdown. Oh, Eric Behrman. Eric Behrman had time to take a coffee break down there. A beautiful pass completion, and the Lakes get on the scoreboard. Behrman was all by himself. Yep, they're not even sending the kicker out there. Their kicker is Marlon Chacon. He's a foreign student, exchange student from Columbia. Here's the pass for 2, incomplete. Flags on the play. Wait a minute. Wiles was open for a moment, but that door was slammed shut by the guy in the defense. And there is a flag. Go for the 1 and hope to score again, and then go for the 2, or you go for the 2 on your first touchdown instead of taking the automatic 1. But the automatic isn't automatic in high school football.
No, it's not. And getting 2 points is a lot more difficult than people would think.
And the ball rolls dead and out of bounds. That's going to be a penalty. So the Lakes are going to have to kick it over. It's going to cost them 5 yards. So this time they'll kick it from their own 35-yard line. Up the middle, this one goes. And it's rolling inside the 20. Picked up at the 16 by Little. Little works his way across the 20 to about the 24-yard line. And it'll be a first and 10 at their own 24 or 25. Straight now. They're class, I believe they're class double D. They're in the higher echelon of D. And Coach Warner told me by about 6 or 7 students only.
Well, that's borderline. First, all those towns between Lakeland and Dollar Bay and outreach areas.
Too much time against the Carrier Copper
Kings take too much time. Coach Body is not happy on the sideline. That's going to cost 5 yards, and the Kings will have a... That's why the win by the Lakes would be so big today, picking up a victory over a Class C school. They want to put some time back on the clock. Wickstrom, the quarterback. He's been the quarterback all afternoon for the Kings. Hand off left side. Guess who? McKinney. McKinney fights his way for no gain. 7 minutes to play. And the Kings out in front 15-6. Here's the handoff right side. Sandretto this time, and he fights his way for about 5.
Sandretto, the ball carrier, gain about 6 on the play.
Well, they give him a 6-yard gain, and we have to get the football back as soon as possible. We've got to stop him on this play here. The Kings, of course, would like to pick up a first down. Let's see what kind of play they call in this situation. Right back to pass is Wickstrom. Now he keeps it. He's going to be sacked. He's brought down in his own backfield, and Lakes indeed will get the football back. Their last possession took all afternoon, but they finally got on the scoreboard. And remember, they've got a guy who can throw the football, and they're cooking it. Here's the punt, and back at is Lampa. Lampa tries the right side on the fake reverse handoff on the reverse. And was won quickly. Try to get that ball back again. They know what they have to do. One score won't be enough. Cooking it back in the pocket. He's being hounded. He gets the pass off. It's complete, but there's going to be a loss on the play. Lake Linden fans have not had much to cheer about here this afternoon. But huge delegations in the Calumet area flagged before the play got off. Very happy at the moment, but then again concerned.
Looks like it's offside to get Calumet going to move the ball back.
The coach really doesn't mind.
Cooking in the signal caller for the Lakes. Man in motion to the left side. Pitch out goes to the left side. Halfback option. And there's going to be a sack. Jamie Wiles could not throw the football. What is happening downfield there, Gare?
Wow, I'll tell you, Lake Linden had a receiver wide open, but if they had 40-yard line.
Cooking in, handoff. Cooking in was being chased from behind. Fumble on the play. The ball is still loose, and I guess it was whistled dead.
Crouch, the ball carrier.
So Crouch is brought down. He gets up flipping a little bit, lining up behind the center. Here's the pitch on left side. This time it's a reverse, and then he's going to pass it. Downfield, it's going to be intercepted. And here comes the run back. Finding some running room and then fumbling. I think it might have gone out of bounds was Brian Bojak who intercepted it. And let's see, did it go out of bounds? And there's a flag way back at the 11-yard line. If you were Bojak, I don't know if you'd want to intercept that.
In Calumet, it's the Business Booster Club, and Peninsular Gas wants the Calumet Copper Kings to know they're in the thick of things. Pride is why Peninsular Gas is on the sideline cheering you on, and pride is why they're back.
They can have flowers sent to the end zone to celebrate a win, or to the bench. Calumet Floral and Gift can send flowers anywhere with their delivery service, and FTD and Tilla Floral. Greeting cards for any occasion, including meeting up with your opponent, are available. See Calumet Floral and Gift, a member of the high school football fan club. For
looking at his sack once again. That'll lose the... Crooked pass is complete. Get 27 seconds.
A lot of people thought Lake Clifton was going to come in here, so they left it flat.
Wickstrom keeps himself. That should do it.
A lot of people are going to be surprised, and they're going to open some eyes.
With the final score of the Calumet Copper Kings 15, Lakewood and Hubble Lake 6.
Of them, and the Kings turned them into points in the first half. The Lakes shut them down in the second half, but the Lakes caught themselves in a big hole. They did get on the scoreboard late in the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter, and but that just was not enough. They couldn't convert on the two-point conversion. When they did get the ball back on several series of downs, they dug themselves further, to the exception of that one drive that resulted in a touchdown. The Kings are still out on the field. I don't know, they're in a big circle doing warm-ups is what they're doing. I don't know, maybe they're doing a war dance. They're out there doing warm-ups. The Copper Kings are on the field doing warm-ups, and the coach is leading the charge in the center of the field. Down, up, down, and now they're huddling on the 30-yard line before